Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the PM and the AM show with my broadcast partner, Mike Lara. Good morning, Mike.
Hey, you finally got it right after, a couple years of doing this. Good morning, Pat. How are you?
Good, buddy. And of course, the man behind the table doing all the action, my man, Al Safiri. You know, people like to call his private parts unit number 7. Good morning, Mike. Good morning, Al. He doesn't know how to respond to that already.
I quit.
All right. Al has officially left the building. Good morning, Jamie. And
hey, it's my bride. Hey,
and there goes.
It's my bride, he said.
And there is Mike. Sorry, just pound down the coffee.
Yes, next will be the Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Just to get through this
He's
episode.
going to need to Irish that one up a little bit.
Yes, well, guys, look, it's October. It is here. The busy month of sports is come upon us. We have postseason baseball. We have playoff soccer. We have hockey about to get started up. We have basketball about to get started up. And I'm hungry, man. I can't wait.
Well,
Pat, you're always hungry.
Let's just stop the goddamn practice right now.
I'm thrilled. Oh. But listen, Mike, let's get right into business here. The Phillies head into the postseason. They clinched this past week. However, I know they're treating yesterday like throwaway games. They're bringing guys up. They're not really. They're giving their all. Should we take something from this? And I'll start. I don't like the lack of momentum going into the postseason because if you look back 2 weeks ago, when they lost 3 out of 4 from the Braves, they went to play the Cardinals. They went down St. Louis. Then they start rising to the occasion. Nick Castellanos looked great, all that stuff. But then, and then they took 2 out of 3 from the Braves. But now it looks like, again, treating it. I don't know if they're in New York for pizzas. I don't know what it is.
Dude, they're just trying to get through, man. That's all it is. They're trying to stay healthy. I'm not worried about these last 3 games. And I mean, they could call up the whole Iron Pig. They can call up the whole Iron Pig staff and play this game. Like literally, we can call up our AAA team,
right?
And like if they feel that our AAA team in Phillies uniforms today, I would have no problem with it because now's not. This game is nothing to worry about. Who cares if the Mets sweep us in a meaningless series? We have to start worrying about games in, starting Tuesday night. Which, by the way, I got to go on record as saying Joey Sheeran's a mush. I watched the show Wednesday night,
and the sky's blue.
It is. I mean, he's a mush. He's a mush. Al goes. Al says, "Do you think they get through?" 90 wins is. Oh, yeah, we're getting the 90 wins, no doubt. Now, granted, the Phillies may accidentally mess around and win today and get the 90 wins, but, I feel I just got to put the blame on something, and we got to blame Joey, because Joey was like,
we started the mush conversation on Wednesday night when he was talking about going to the game, because he started making predictions, then tells me he's going to the game. Like, well, this is a different story now.
Hold on.
If he's going to the game, then, we got to curb that.
The Eagles game I'm talking about.
Oh, he's going to the Eagles game today? Yeah,
I don't know.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know how you can be okay with going into Tuesday coming out flatline.
I swear, I'm going to buy you a dog.
Why?
Because you worry about the littlest things. Like you're worrying about the Braves.
Well,
you're worried about the littlest.
I'm not worried about the Braves right now.
You're worried.
That's all you can worry about is the littlest things.
Yes, thanks. Hello.
I just don't. Why are you worried about it? Why?
Because you need momentum.
Says who?
Have you not watched?
Says who?
Need momentum because you're going to need momentum come Tuesday because you only got a 3-game series and you better win.
And they're all here, dude.
Okay, what's that matter?
What do you mean? What's that matter? We don't even know who we're playing yet.
If you get the fish, we're done.
Oh, here we go.
We're done.
Here we go.
Jeez, I've never heard the sentence that if we meet Miami in the playoffs, we're done.
We had this conversation.
I can understand, be like, all right, division rival makes things a little tighter than you would like it.
Yeah, the Victor's got tight.
No, man.
The first time this weekend.
No, again, I'm going to say to you what I said to you 3 weeks ago when they played Miami here, and you got all upset because Miami took the series. Miami hasn't played here in October. They've never saw this ballpark.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
It's 3 hours of hell, Pat. 3 hours of hell.
For who?
Hey, when was the last time Miami made the playoffs? Just shotgun here.
I have no idea.
Exactly. Neither
for who, though? Because the Miami Marlins have nothing to lose. They passed the expectations. They are the most dangerous animal walking into the postseason, like we were last year.
Are they? No, you're just looking at it as right now they're the lowest seed, and we were the lowest seed a year ago. But you don't want to take into effect, and this is where I got to call you out on the carpet.
Good, because I'm ready.
Okay, you're saying that this Miami Marlins team is
fifth in home runs. I mean, fifth in
but
hits.
they're dangerous, right? They're dangerous, right? Okay, but you looked at me with the same breath and say, "Oh, well, we can't go off of what happened last year." But yet you're doing the same thing right now with Miami,
right? They passed their expectations. They are in the playoff round. Okay, they're making it to the postseason.
Okay, but that doesn't guarantee them nothing. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Pat. If it stays the status quo now, yeah, we're going to play the Marlins. But if the Marlins lose today and Arizona wins today, guess who's coming? Arizona's coming here.
I feel more comfortable playing Arizona.
Why? Arizona's giving us fits too.
Not this year.
Not this year, but overall, I mean, Arizona plays pretty well here.
Miami's fifth in hits and fifth in strikeouts. Miami, that's, like I said,
I hear the stats, Pat.
Yeah, but also, do they have their big arms for the fifth in strikeout situation? Is Alcantara going to be able to play?
No, he's hurt, ain't he?
I don't know if he was going to be. They said he was going to be out for the regular season. If he would come back for the postseason, because you would imagine if he can at all, he will.
Yeah, but if he goes, I mean.
But again, and this is the argument I had with Smitty last night. The arms though are lingering. Now look, Nola had a good week. Nola had a great game. I mean, I was impressed with Nola. For a guy who
Pat, they only got to win two. They only have to win two, and their starting pitchers are going to be Wheeler and Nola.
Nola fine, but Wheeler's been inconsistent. For the last couple of weeks.
Wheeler fine, Button. I mean,
Nola's fine, but Wheeler's inconsistent.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I mean, look at Wheeler the last go around. He got smacked around a little bit.
Dude, you need to learn to wipe the slate clean and move forward, dude. You cannot sit here and
maybe you guys got to wake up a little bit.
Poop your pants just because.
Listen, the Phillies are going to have to play who they're going to have to play.
It's the postseason. Everybody goes up. Everybody turns it up.
All I'm saying to you is this.
Mal, even you said it yourself the other day. You're a little bit hesitant in facing the Marlins.
If I had my druthers, yes, I would say I would prefer the Diamondbacks.
Yeah,
but I'm not afraid of the Marlins.
You should be.
No, I'm not, because they've never experienced here in October.
They don't need to worry about the fans and all that. They got to worry about the game plan.
Until the fans are right on top of you. Listen,
hey, look,
listen, I'm going to bring up the Braves for 1.1 point only. They make the playoffs every year. Okay, Brian Snicker, that guy was coming off a World Series run. A World Series run. And you know what he said? This place was 3.5 hours of hell. This is a guy who went to the postseason and won a World Series. Said this is 3 hours of hell. The games he had to come here and play. I'm sorry. That Marlins team is not ready for Philadelphia in October. And if you look at the team on paper, the Phillies are better. They're better.
I don't know where. I mean, offensively, yes. Pitching, I don't know.
They're better. Like I said, they're better. I don't care who we play. I really don't. Because I have the feeling next weekend, the Phillies are either going to L.A. or Atlanta.
We're going to go to Atlanta. That's pretty much a given.
I thought it doesn't reseed.
It does reseed.
Does it reseed?
Yeah, Atlanta gets the lowest seed because that's what happened last year. The Phillies were the lowest seed. That's why we went. So, no, if the only way we get Atlanta, and that's if one of the two teams below, well, we're playing Arizona. So, or we're playing, right now, it's Florida right now?
Mm-hmm.
So, by the end of the day, we'll know. Whoever that final team is in, if they beat Milwaukee, then Atlanta would get them.
Right.
And we would get LA, which, again, it's the Dodgers and the Braves. Pick your poison. I think the Phillies can hang with both of them. I'm
not afraid of the West Coast as much as I am afraid of the divisional opponents.
Honestly, I'd rather have the Phillies are kind of weird. They're either very hot or very cold on the West Coast.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, I mean,
they only got to win one though. They only got to win one out there and then come back. So.
Maybe you never know. Yeah,
but again,
and the Dodgers pitching hasn't been what it's been over the last.
So again, it would. So I guess it would be Nola first, right? Then Wheeler, Or is it going to be Wheeler first?
No,
and
Wheeler.
It's Wheeler.
It's Wheeler.
He
Wheeler's
pretty
the
much
number
said that
one.
at the beginning of the month,
Yeah.
November. Like, yeah.
It's Wheeler.
Happy October, by the way, boys.
Yeah, happy October.
Yeah, well,
I mean, Pat's over here scared. I'm about to buy him a dog and a milkshake.
I mean, just don't know how you guys are walking in here,
Pat, you did the same thing
with your
last year.
pants undone, feeling, confident.
Our boy Mikey here saying he's fine with the Phillies, Arizona or Miami. He don't really care.
Well, that's good. I'm good. Good morning, Dives. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Dibs?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it, man. I'm just trying to. Look, I want to feel confident, but again,
Jose Nunez, my guy Pat, my favorite WIP caller.
Beat it, punk. You beat you little snot nosed punk.
Wow, that's how you.
That's my man. That's why I can say those things.
Guess what? Mike's afraid of Rob Thompson's managing again.
I gotta give him a shout.
Mike
is like
Mike will not let his foot off that pedal.
No, he is the Matty B of Topper.
Yeah.
He's on that mountain and he stands. I also think.
And then, first of all, I got to congrats to my man Jose. He's really making a splash in the podcast world. I just saw him on with Renee Washington doing some podcasts, and again, he's really doing some big work with the union community. Love having him on with Gus and Austin. But yeah, real fast. Again, going back to Taiwan Walker in the first game, he gets slapped around a little bit. I mean,
he's been getting slapped around the whole second.
Are they going to push him into the bullpen?
Yes. No. It says the Phillies hitters are very good against righties and much worse against lefties. The Marlins have a couple good lefty pitchers. That's the fear that they will have to be better against left-handed pitching. Yep.
Again,
Yeah.
I can look up Alcantara. Will he play?
Yeah. You still got to face Soler and 36 home runs, 24 second base, 126 hits.
What, Soler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Solar.
So
You have to work. I mean, Pat, do they have a decent lineup, but who's not to say that?
I get it. The Phillies are dangerous with their offense. I love their offense. And I gotta agree. And everyone's getting a little excited to see Reese Hoskins in the batting cages. I'm with Matty B on this one. I don't want to see the dude in the lineup.
Who says he's going to be in the lineup?
No, but I'm just saying. Some people are thinking, okay, he might be able to come back in time. Like,
well,
that man's like the Tin Man. It's going to take him about 6 months to get warmed up.
It may not.
No, you don't want him in here. If he was eligible to go, you would put him in there?
If anything, he could help him off the bench. Yeah.
Nah.
So it looks like Alcantara is not going to play. It's definitely out even in the postseason because it could be Tommy John surgery for this guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So, that means not just this year if he gets it. It's
next year as well.
Next
Yeah.
year.
He's damaged goods now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Scratch and dent.
What's up, Steven Strasburg?
Oh, man.
Right.
So, Al, walk me through. What are you seeing with this Phillies team? Are you confident? I mean, from yesterday. Here goes Dave. What's up, buddy? Good morning, fellas. Have a great show. I'm off to softball. See you later. Look out, Mike. Comes the fish.
Here comes the fish. Oh, he's another one. You and him should share a tent. You and him should share a tent, Dave. You guys are worried about the fish. I'm not worried about the fish.
Dave is a real baseball fan. Okay?
I didn't say Dave. I know Dave hosts a baseball show. I'm not saying he's not a real baseball fan.
Unlike you, that guy's got his eyes open.
Well, my eyes are open, dude.
I mean, he sees the big picture.
Yeah, right. I know. You guys need to share a nice warm blanket together too.
It wouldn't hurt.
See?
Well, maybe.
Oh,
But
I feel bad for Dave already.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm sorry, Dave. Maybe I'll put you in a separate tent. This guy needs to be by himself.
In a separate state.
Yeah. I mean, Jesus, Lord.
off to an island.
Yeah.
Just
Forgive him, Lord.
To answer the question,
I'm
I'm afraid of anybody, but I'm not. It's the playoffs, and we saw it last year. You can erase that slate very easily, and it could be. Everybody thought the Phillies were just going to be one and done in the wild card.
Yeah, everybody thought St. Louis was going to smack us.
Everybody thought St. Louis was just done. St. Louis thought this was, and it looked like it was going to be that way up until about the ninth inning of the first game, and then the Phillies turned it on. It can happen. That can happen against us. So the Phillies have to be able to keep the mentality that last year does not mean everything will repeat exactly. Hopefully, because you want to win this one, but you got to hope that these guys can turn it up. They can turn it up, and if any team comes into Philly and the Phillies have it turned up, I'm not afraid of anyone. I'm not going to sit there and say any game's going to be easy, but I think we have a better chance as anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm a little distracted watching Michael Irvin in that Pepto-Bismol colored suit. Jesus,
so let
Lord,
me.
they let people on TV with this stuff.
To answer Mike's question, I wonder who's going to play first base. I imagine it's going to be.
I honestly think this has already been figured out. I think
Harper, right?
Harper is in. Like, why wouldn't he play? I mean, he could. I think he could handle 3 games in a row if he had to.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't think it's going to be 3 games. I think the Phillies are going to win.
Well, no, but I'm just saying, like, because of the breaks going forward. After that, you only play 2 games in a row, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you have a day off. So I honestly don't think. I think he's asking will it be Harper, Bohm, etc. I'm like, I think it's Harper, so you can have your best batting lineup in there at all times and your best defense with Schwarber on your DH.
Mm-hmm.
And you get Rohan and
that's another
center,
thing too.
And you move
this, and that's another
over to left.
Right, and this is why I disagree with you, Pat, because I feel like the Eagles bench is a lot better this year going into the postseason than it was a year ago.
We're not talking about the Eagles.
Oh, I'm sorry, not Eagles, Phillies. I'm sorry.
When you got the wrong bird on your mind. Here goes another sip.
Maybe a glow.
Good morning, guys. Don't care who the Phillies play. Hey, Phillies, ring the bell. Yeah, well, thanks, Rob, for checking in. Yeah. Rob,
Rob is a trooper. It is like 6 in the morning in Vegas.
6:15 right now in Vegas.
And he's up listening to us.
Well, with the parties going on in Vegas, I'd be up too.
I wouldn't be tuning in to us. If I was in Vegas, I would tell you, Pat, I'd be like, Pat, you are on your own for this Sunday.
Mike, I'm telling you, I think this is the game plan. I don't think they wanted to say it out loud, but I think it's like pretty much a foregone conclusion, unless Harper has some aches and pains. He's going to play first base every game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Schwarber DHs every game that they have to, and then you're going to have the better. Think about it. You have Brandon, you have Johan out there, and even Nick Castellanos does a good job in right field. I mean, people bang on him about his defense, but I think he does wonderful. I mean, but those two.
Yeah, but what happens? I mean, next year's going to be kind of awkward, don't you think?
What's awkward about it?
I mean, Bryce is going to go back to right field.
I don't think so.
No, you think he's going to stay at first?
Why? I mean, you're not going to. Most likely,
poor Reese.
Reese was out before this happened. Let's just put that to bed. Let's just put it all to bed. Reese Hoskins was not going to be a Philly after this year. He wasn't. He wasn't going to take less money. He wasn't going to sit there and be relegated to DH. We didn't have a spot for him for DH, even if the Bryce Harper injuries didn't happen. You had 2 guys, in Nick Castellanos and Kyle Schwarber, who you thought were going to go back and forth on the DHing spot. So maybe he does play right field again a little bit and swing Bohm around and play so occasionally, but I think your more everyday first baseman will be.
I could see the Phillies resigning him and putting him back in left field. I could definitely see them doing it. He would have
to be willing to take less money. He ain't going to be doing it. I don't think he takes it for less money. I think somebody will know to see the pop that guy has in his bat and be like,
oh yeah, he'll be a DH somewhere.
They're hoping he'd be like some other team's Kyle Schwarber. Might be a defensive liability, but you can DH him more than you cannot. You'll be all right.
You think he'll go out to probably like an Oakland A's kind of a deal? Maybe the Pirates, for a like you said, a DH role. Help a young team come up, or maybe a team that's just on the cusp that are probably looking for that pop in the lineup. So I could see Reese going somewhere. Maybe, like I said, maybe a rebuilding.
I just don't think Reese was going to be back one way or the other. Sans this injury, unless he came in this year and just played good defense. Not even great, just good defense, and didn't have those cold spells that he's known to have. Then maybe they would have talked about re-signing him. But I just don't think. I think it was a foregone conclusion that he wasn't. I don't think they had any real plans. It wasn't in the cards in my eyes. At least, I'm not saying it was completely off. But I don't know if he would take less money or a different deal. But the best deal you can get is over at phillysportstrips.com, because I know this is the Washington game in Washington at the end of October, because today, yes, the Eagles would take it on the Commanders. But if you want to go down, to Washington to watch them wallop the Commanders again, because I'm calling it out, wallop the Commanders. October 29th. It is a hell of a trip. Tons and tons of buses, hundreds and hundreds of Eagles fans. Great food, great drinks, and then you got Hollis Thomas and Jason Avant going to be there. How can you be? All the away games are covered. Some are sold out now, so I mean, some of them they opened up just the tailgate part, but for a lot of these are getting sold out fast. So if you want the full trip, the whole combo package, you go to phillysportstrips.com. Sign up now. Great presents, great. I mean, Christmas I know is a little early, but it's not that far away. Great time to start signing up, and they have a lot of other trips, not just the Eagles, and they have, if you want to do simple tailgates, they have them available here in Philadelphia as well. Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, Union, you name it, they got trips for them all. Go to phillysportstrips.com. And also, guys, I want to remind you that today we also have the full lineup for the pre, half, and post-game shows. I will be on the pregame at 11 a.m., but check it out. We will cover all the way through you. And who's on the post-game for the Phillies today?
Mawa.
You?
Yes, sir.
All right. And then Pat will be crying over this meaningless game at one point.
Well, listen, you guys can say I'm crying. Again, you guys say this is throwaway games. Fine. I could be on an island by myself. There's major concerns. And you guys are have no major concerns. Alec Boehm is 0 for 17, getting benched left and right. Is there, we should be worried. Again, another productive hitter not being productive. You guys ain't worried? 0 for 17?
Who?
Alec Boehm.
Listen, there is 9 guys in this lineup.
Yes.
Are you every time? Okay, say Alec Boehm was doing good, and Brandon Marsh is going, 0 for 12. Are you going to get upset about that one? I mean, it's baseball. It's a game where 30% is a good career. So, right. Yes, there's going to be guys that are going to be a little slumpy, and that's why you shift guys up and down the lineup. And this is not even a slump.
That's not a slump.
17 at-bats. What's that, 4 games? Christ.
But we're coming down the stretch, Al.
Yeah, you're coming down the stretch. Who
See,
cares?
This is what I have to deal with, Al, every week. Like, I got to go home and smoke. Like I do, dealing with him.
A little harder than cigarettes too.
I mean, it's like way up there. It's like
and Heine. But
oh, wait a minute, hold on. Pump the brakes, Pat. Matty B saying he's on.
Oh, I thought because I thought you and I talked over the weekend, and all right. Oh, good.
Matty B's got the
final.
You?
Or no? What do you have? I don't know. Somebody's got it. I gotta look it up.
Yeah.
Maybe if I just pull the schedule
down
in front of me.
Well,
see.
Well, maybe
Matty. You see, you woke Matty.
That guy will be ending this.
That's no better than me. His blood pressure gets up just as much as I do.
We will have at least a better end of the season finals for you. Regular season finals.
Yeah.
Trust me, Matt's been snapping out too. It must be the guy. It must be the guys from the Northeast.
You guys got pitchers.
Yeah, it's all you knuckleheads. It's something in the water, like past Frankfurt Avenue.
Yeah, we drink Deer Park. You guys drink something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. But I mean,
we know that. We're well aware that you don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just
most of our viewers would agree with that.
Yeah. Breaking news, everybody.
Pat does not know.
Doesn't know something.
But again, and then you have the kid yesterday, Mike Passmeyer. He'll never forget the name Francisco Alvarez, because that dude, he hit a homer off him, then he hit a grand slam off of him. He got waffled yesterday. And then, like I said, great for, Kyle Schwarber getting his 47th career high home run. But after that, again, there was nothing from the Phils. Nothing. And like I said, you guys, because, you guys are walking around, go full commando, act like there's nothing wrong. I'm well concerned about going into the postseason, maybe facing the Marlins, and with no momentum, and flopping like a fish.
Listen, would we run? Here's the thing is, Pat.
Yes, sir.
Let's be honest.
Yes, sir.
If there was momentum,
yes,
you would be so worried right now that they blew their load already.
No, I would be feeling pretty good. I was
you would.
No, I was feeling pretty good going against the Cardinals 2 weeks ago.
You would say, yeah, it's called tap water.
Thank you, Jamie.
No, I mean, I see Al's point there. I think you would be, because you're either way to the left or way to the right. You're never melancholy.
No, sometimes it hangs in the middle.
No, it never hangs in the middle with you. It's always the one side. It's always the one side. Listen.
Jesus.
Lord, take the wheel on this one. But no, I don't know, man. We just have to wait and see. Like, we really don't know what team's going to come out. You don't know what team we're facing.
No, I did see yesterday, though, they are letting Weston Wilson, again, they called him up this weekend to see what kind of pop he has.
I would keep that kid.
He's the first game. He looked great. I mean, he had a couple singles, a walk. He stole 2 bases. Yeah. He goes, still second and third. I would consider keeping him in the rotation.
They sent the other knucklehead that they traded for, right? That
Castro,
yeah, they sent him down.
Yeah,
they sent he didn't even go to the minors. They sent him down to Clearwater. Go to Clearwater. We'll call you if we need you.
That kind of deal.
Enjoy Florida.
Yeah, go down there, go fishing, take a week off.
Yeah.
We'll let you know if we need you.
Matter of fact, just keep your agent in contact. We'll let you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, Wilson coming up here, making the best of things in the first game, second game, not so much. But again, you're seeing one of the better pitchers in the league.
And I feel bad for that kid because he'll always be linked because he hit his very first major league home run,
and that's what everyone.
No, and that's when Lorenzen threw the no-hitter. So he's always will be connected with Michael Lorenzen's no-hitter because he hit his first major league home run that day.
Right. So. Again, he could be a definitely bright spot in the lineup as far as now. Where would he fit?
He would be a guy. Again, he plays first base,
right?
So he can also catch.
Matter. He won't play.
Yeah, he's not going to play. He's going to be a bat off the bench.
That's what I'm saying. A bat off the bench,
DH or something. Right? Or he might pinch hit. I should say, not DH. He might pinch hit.
But you know what, though?
Right-lefty matchup or something.
Listen, though, but that kid's got a chance to have some lure. Can you imagine he comes off the bench and cracks a couple home runs in this postseason?
What's it called?
Wait. He's really good. He plays first base. Wonder what they're trying him out for.
Yeah.
Again, Rhys Hoskins. I love you, Rhys Hoskins. I really do love Rhys Hoskins.
That's my wife's favorite player.
Business is business.
But, business that's a good way to put it. Business is business. Unfortunately, you should never lose your job to injury. But unfortunately, and I don't think his job was much there for him to begin with outside of some huge, 2023 campaign for him.
Yeah. Now, question, though. Which one of these young outfielders get traded in the offseason?
Not Johan.
No, they're going to keep Johan around.
So I'm saying
this weird thing about
Brandon Marsh.
Marsh, if there's a market for him,
I think there will be.
But I don't know if you do that because Johan just year one, you
still have Pache.
I
don't think they're sold on Pache.
I think the only thing the only difference between Johan and Marsh, Johan does everything, but his bat is a little lackluster. That's where Brandon Marsh has a better pop in his bat.
No.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that for a second.
I mean,
let's go to his stats for a moment.
Yeah, I mean, because that's what I've seen. I see better pop from Marsh as far as he could drive the long ball.
He's batting a 303.
Who's that?
Marsh. Now, granted, he's played only 50
a handful of games.
He played 58 games, but let's put it to you this way: the first game or two he played, he went 5 or 6 games before he played his next game. The guy hasn't skipped a beat. Defensively, he is just magical to watch. When you want to watch a center fielder play center field, he's good. You really sit there and go, I just want to watch him play center field. This is so much fun. Nobody does that. And he still doesn't seem to shy down from the moment. But it is still his year one, and he hasn't played a full season. So I don't think Brandon Marsh goes anywhere. I think Pache, either they try to put him, in the minors, have him off the bench. But he's less consistent. I mean, he's had a little resurgence with us this year, but also has 2 injuries this year.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not putting my money on that.
And besides, I think the Phillies are going to end up with Trout anyway.
Jesus Christ! I don't want it. Is it weird? I don't want that anymore.
I'm with you.
I got a feeling he's going to end up here. I don't know why. I just have an overwhelming feeling he's going to end up here in the offseason.
That train for me has gone way past.
Yeah, until he has a breakout year and you'll be wanting to buy his jersey.
And when's that going to happen?
Oh, listen, I'm not saying that if he comes here, I'm not going to go nuts. I'm going to go nuts. I will be on that fan train. Trust me.
You will be, but the one sitting next to me here will be like, if he starts out 0 for like 12, if he's 0 for 12, he'd be like, see, told you.
Matty B saying now that the minor league season is all over, all teams can keep 5 players in reserve at their campsite when the playoffs start and the rosters go back to 25. 5 players are there injuries for injuries, etc. Yeah, so I mean, Weston Wilson will probably be one of those 5, definitely.
Oh, so he's gonna go join you.
Who's on the bench? Like who is your 25 going? I mean, it's your typicals, but who's on your bench? Who is your bench?
Kigren could probably be on the bench.
Who?
Kigren, the kid they brought up, who's been pitching.
Oh no, I say the bench.
The bench. The bench for. So again, Wilson will probably be in there. Again, they sprinkled him in yesterday.
Sosa's one, definitely.
Sosa's one. Wilson's
Castro's
2.
gone, so Weston probably is one of them.
You have Stubbs.
I'm
trying to think who
probably
else.
Probably with 4 or 5 bench pieces, right?
Yeah. So you have Stubbs, Sosa, Wilson.
I mean, if your starting lineup, look at it this way: if you're starting,
Pache will probably be on there.
If your starting lineup right now is Turner, Stott, Harper, Bohm, JT,
Nick.
Castellanos, Rojas,
Schwarber.
No, Swart. Brandon
Marsh.
Schwarber will be your DH. That's your starting lineup. So those are guys who are going to play probably every day.
Right.
Every day. Not including, we're not worried about pitching, but at this point yet. But then that means you got probably, like we said, you have Sosa,
Stubbs,
Pache.
Maybe Pache. I mean, I guess Pache's been up here the most. And Weston.
And
Weston. So he's up on there, and that's it for your 4 bench pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I would imagine. I'm trying to think. I can't figure
Rojas, right? Is he considered a bench piece?
Well, not if he's in the center field every day. I mean, I think Rojas is playing every day almost.
Yeah.
From a defensive standpoint, how can you not have him?
No, you can't. That's what I'm saying. Like, he can extend plays. He's got an arm. Like, to me, he could really be a 5-tool player. If he gets a little bit more consistent.
And one thing Pat knows is how to be a tool.
Oh, I do.
And the game.
And I know how to use
the game in London is now underway.
All right.
Yeah, so this is probably the first time, and one of the few times it'll be PM and AM with a NFL game on. So the best part about this is you can either put us on the big screen and put them on the small screen, or vice versa.
No. You make sure you put PM and the AM on the big screen.
Yeah, because
we always do everything.
That big noggin of yours on their big screen.
Yeah, that's the last thing they got to look at. That schnoz.
We do everything big here. But listen,
no, that's false advertising.
Let's
get into some Eagles talk. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's game day around here, ain't it?
It's game day.
Is it game day?
I mean, I kind of broke out the Doc jersey today,
and I'm glad you did.
And hold on 1 second, it is game day, and the game is home, which is awesome. And if you need tickets, I go to sherrystickets.com. No hidden fees. You will see the price on the screen is the price you'll pay. Great prices, and you get additional 10% using that great promo code.
EOP10.
That's right. EOP10 will save you 10% off. Already great prices. And it's not just locally. You can anywhere in the country, go to sherrystickets.com for your local sporting, concert, theater events, you name it. They got it. sherrystickets.com. Check them out. Use that promo code EOP10. Save 10% off already great prices.
All right.
Oh, we got Matthew McConaughey here now?
Well, look, listen, very good game last week against the Tampa Bay Bucks, who Tampa Bay Bucks had a really, really good defense coming in, but the running game of the Eagles got the best of them. A little shaky, the Birds being in the red zone early in the first half. I think like 2 out of 5 have converted, 1 for a touchdown, the rest were field goals. But however, they've learned to get together, and they just pound the rock with DeAndre Swift down the throat. He's converted 7 of the first downs. 2 of those plays were, one was 26 yards, the other for 29, taking huge chunkage out of that Tampa Bay Bucks. But Mike, today they face the Commanders, and Mike, first of all, this is again divisional game rivalry.
Are you scared about this one too? Do you think the Commanders are going to come in here and beat the Eagles too?
Before I start pinching my nipples a little bit, Mike, what stands out to you as far as a moment between these two teams?
There's been several that I've been fortunate enough to be at. The very first one that I was at was the body bag game. On the Monday Night Football, where they got Brian Mitchell.
I forgot about Cave. So Cave is probably up there. I don't know.
I keep forgetting about
Castro
him too.
was sent down, right?
I like to see him.
Yeah, Castro got sent down
So
yesterday.
it might be Weston Wilson then.
Yeah.
All right, sorry about that. Go ahead, bud.
But the body bag game. That's the night the Eagles defense knocked out both starting quarterbacks. Well, the starting quarterback and the backup. There was that game still lives in lore. People who are my age or older talk about that game. So that's what stands out for me in this rivalry. I was also at the game in 2016 that when Josh Huff ran back a kick return for a touchdown, or I should say a punt return, ran right down the Eagles sideline, scored a touchdown, and that's when Jason Peters beat up half of the Washington.
That was the bodyguard game.
The bodyguard game,
2014, right?
Yep.
That's when
I was at that game.
Got that nickname,
yeah, that's where he got the name the bodyguard because they took a cheap shot on Nick Foles. Nick Foles got cheap shotted in that game, and he literally went over to their sideline and was fist fighting six dudes. I was at that game.
That was a big night. That was a big one. That probably made Jason Peters become a fan favorite until he kind of walked himself out of that.
Yeah,
a little bit. But I still like Jason Peters. But I know some people really are mad at him.
For what? What? Because he went and played for Dallas for a year.
No. Like kind of how
holding hostage, holding the Eagles. Listen.
I said, listen, you get a chance to make your money, and we would all do it too.
Exactly. Nobody who was in his position wouldn't have done anything differently than what he did. His job is to get paid. He's a Hall of Fame left tackle. Guy's going into Canton. Plain and simple. Matter of fact, didn't somebody bring him in for a look this year?
It's in Seattle, isn't he?
Somebody brought him in.
No, I think he is. Hold on.
What's he, 42 now or something like that?
Yeah, he's a tackle for the Seattle Hawks.
Seahawks.
It says that right on Wikipedia. It comes right up. He is.
Yeah, so, God bless him, man. Mm-hmm. If he can still go, he can still go. Pat, what's your...
it's funny you bring this up. Again, I know we talked off air, and I know it's one of the most recent moments. One of my favorite is the Carson Wentz. When Carson Wentz was going on his run, that Monday night game where he had about 4 defenders coming in to collapse the pocket, and he makes this Houdini-like move.
Oh, when Kelsey pulled him out.
And he finds... that
was 2017, and that was halfway through the season, right?
I want to say it was late. No, it was late in the season. No, it was late in the season.
It wasn't late. It was.
It wasn't late, but it was probably
a couple games before.
I want to say somewhere in the middle of October.
LA game where he hurt himself.
No, I want to say it's earlier than that.
There was 2. The first game of the season was Washington, was it not?
Yes.
And then the next.
No, that was 2016.
No, that was 2017.
No,
2016 was not Washington.
Yes, it was 2016. It was a day game. That's where he threw that bomb.
It wasn't 2016. It was 2017. On that one, because I got the meme of the coach, our old running backs coach, or not? Yeah, our old was offensive line coach Chris Harris was pointing and laughing. He was pointing down the sideline, laughing, going down the sideline.
Because I remember sitting with
we played them week 1. We played them 30. It was a 30-17 victory. Then we lost to the Chiefs,
and then we beat the Giants.
Game. Yeah.
And the other one was around this time of year, probably October-ish.
Right.
October 23rd was the end of October, yeah.
Well, still, he makes that Houdini-like play, and I forget who he finds in the end zone, and bows out from 5 different defenders collapse in the pocket, and just makes that throw, and it was just money. And again, that
was about the Aguilar touchdown.
That was the first game.
That was the first game.
That was about the Monday night game.
The Monday night game, he didn't when he went on that scramble, he just scrambled for a first down. You're talking about when Kelsey got pulled up. Kelsey pulled him.
Mike's right. So game 1, he came. The whole pocket collapsed on him. He just kind of slid out, but you didn't lose his sight of him. Then yes, he threw that bomb to Aguilar for the touchdown. That was week 1 or game 1, week 1. The one that you're talking about where the whole it looks like he's under a pile of guys.
Yeah.
That is the one where Kelsey pulls him up and he runs, 25, 30 yards.
Either way, he was great. And I remember watching that opening again, that one to Aguilar. And I was sitting with my sister-in-law and talking about not knowing football. She's like, "Was that an interception?"
I'll be honest with you, that Washington game, that's where I'm really like, this team could be the team.
Really? All that?
If you remember he got hit. He got hit, and he still threw a touchdown to Corey Clement. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Like Wentz got drilled.
That literally was the beginning, the birth of the Wentz wagon.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, again, there's so many. So again, like last night, I went to the archives of this rivalry, and I'm watching the Cunningham game from '89.
He Googled it, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I did.
He Googled it and watched here's the best part about that. I know what game he's talking about. You're talking about the one he came back. They were down, and they ended up winning like 41 or 42, 35.
Mark Rippon.
You're going to laugh at this, dude. I was 13 years old. My summer baseball banquet was that day, and all of us kids were watching the game.
Really?
At the bar. Like the bar part was open for the adults, but like half of my team, we all just gathered around the TV to watch the comeback and watch him throw it. And like Cunningham was throwing the ball that day.
Yeah.
He had like over 400 yards passing.
Yeah, right. He had 447-yard pass and 5 TDs.
Dude, he hit Keith Jackson.
Yes.
He hit. That was my team. Like that era, like Chris Carter.
Really?
Yeah, Chris Carter. When we had
he finds Mike Quick in the end zone.
Mike Quick. Yeah, Mike Quick was a part of that team.
And again, this is a Mark Rippon who was just running, just throwing to Gary Clark all day and Gerald Riggs.
They were up big.
Yeah,
they were up big. Like I remember, it was like 35-14 or something like that, and then the Eagles just went on a tear.
Right,
they just went on a tear, and then.
Yeah. How about Deshaun Jackson? Michael. Again, going to face the Eagles go down to Washington to take on Donovan McNabb after he first gets traded.
Oh, the 59 spot.
And Michael Vick, the Deshaun Jackson, and
that was Chip's first year, wasn't it?
It was Chip's first year, first Monday night primetime game.
Yeah, they lit them up,
and he made a huge play.
Yeah, I was in like if you're talking about. Well, then they were the Redskins, but being down there, I was down there twice. And there was 2 Eagles victories. I was down there in 2002. I was down there for the pepper spray game.
Really?
Yes. If you remember the Monday night game where all the players went on to the middle of the field.
Right.
Because somebody started spraying pepper spray all down around the Eagles sideline.
What?
Yes. If you go back, it was a Monday night football game. They had to clear out that section we were behind the Eagles bench.
Right.
We had to get up and leave our seats because of that, because it was just, it's all you smelled was pepper spray. I don't know what happened, but everybody thought it was a terrorist attack because it was still fresh off of 9/11.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, so I was down there for that, and then I was down there for when Carson Wentz took Greg Ward and the Wawa boys, and they came back, and they beat Washington, because I'll never forget it, because I had 3 Redskins fans in front of us, and they're like, you guys will never see a Super Bowl. And I'm like, what are you talking about, dude? I'm like, we just won the Super Bowl last year.
None of those guys probably saw Super Bowl.
And the best was great. No, they were probably like my age or a little older. So yeah, they probably saw it. But I just turned around and looked at them. I said, you guys ain't got John Riggins and Joe Theismann coming to save your franchise. I'm like, you guys will have 3 forever. I said, my team's going to win probably 3 within the next 15 years.
Yeah.
I was like, your team's not going to not sniff it, not with this owner. So,
yeah, so Mike, I mean, how about you, Al? Do you have a moment that sticks out to you as far as this rivalry?
I mean, I think you guys really touched on the ones that are really in my
last year when me and Big Al took over. We took over FedEx Field last year. That was
just fun because you know what? I remember a Washington fan. We were cheering. We went crazy after they just the surgence of skinny Batman. Devonta Smith just lit it up. And yeah, there was like, oh, you guys won 3 games in a row. Who cares? Yeah, but kind of they got a little bit of their moral revenge, I guess, when they beat us and broke our unbeaten streak. But I'm glad it just happened, got out of the way. But the big ones I remember were the 2017 ones, of course. And the Washington one with Carson Wentz just doing some magical stuff. But the bodyguard one was the one I remember the best, like for Jason Peters and the kind of the post Andy Reid era. But the body bag one was like my first real memory of Eagles football.
Dude, I was there. I never saw
that turned me on.
I never saw the vet that loud, that crazy.
Right. So me and Mike have on the monitor here. Yeah, we are running it back here. Mike, you were right about that play where he just, like I said, Houdini's it out of the pocket. And look, watch this one. Just finds
Matt Collins.
Collins.
That was his only touchdown that year. That was his only touchdown.
Yeah.
That was his only. Now
Have
he's
you
catching.
seen Matt Collins now? He's a monster.
Here goes my man Matty B checking in the show. He goes, I was 16 years old for the 89 game, hanging on the couch with a Mayfair princess.
Wow. Oh, Matty.
Matt was getting action. I
was 13, so Matty's a couple years older than me. I see.
I was only 3.
Lies.
I was 9. No, 80 was said 89, right?
Uh-huh.
All right.
I was 6.
Wow. Again, like I said, there's so many memorable moments, and I've yet to go for a Eagles and Washington game live. But again, you could go about the Carson Wentz ones. Again, if anybody out there is watching the show, please chime in. I want to hear from you guys if there was a memorable moment that sticks out to you about this rivalry. You can again go back to the and Mike, you bring up an interesting one too about when Deshaun Jackson came here as a commander, and I was down Disney World, and I remember with Monique, I rushed back to our room because again it's an Eagles game, so everyone here in Philly is like it's our religion to go watch the Eagles game. So watching this game live, and I remember, like you said, Nick Foles gets a nasty hit, and man, just like you said, that's how this a team comes up and wants to. Just not going to have it. Want to fight, all that stuff. Deshaun Jackson, I forget who he slaps, who intimidates, and he gets in somebody's face, and it was all hell. So, and the team was just giving Deshaun Jackson.
I just remember Jason Peters going over to the whole sideline, just
he quad-beat it.
Dude, he just went over to the sideline, and you just seen him punching people in the face.
Yes,
like he just went over, and like dudes were dropping. That's why I was like,
dude, the guy's like throwing hams around.
Yeah.
Calm down, Pat.
But here's the thing. Like, I love to now, like, if you watch the national narrative now, like, we were not talked about at all, probably for the last, since week 1, right?
Right.
We've had subpar, our offense isn't looking as good. Dude, go and look at the offensive points we're putting up in the game.
Right.
We're averaging, they put up, 30... What was the first week we won? What was the first week? It was what? 30
for this game?
For the series?
No, this year. It was they put up 30 what? 30 what
against the Pats?
Yeah.
Hold on 1 second. Now you're making me. It was 28, wasn't it? Like
28. All right, so they put up 28 against them, right?
Yeah, it was. Now you're making me look.
You know what, Mike?
Yeah, it's 20. It was 28.
It was 25. 25-20.
25-20. Then they put up another
34-20.
34. All right, and then
another 25.
And another 25.
So this pattern keeps going. We'll put 34 points up against the fan.
Yeah.
All right. So,
which is kind of close to what I have.
Now, going into today's game, me being a worry cat, the Commanders get slapped around last week by the Buffalo Bills.
At home,
taking care of a rookie, football quarterback. So
he's a second-year guy, Sam
Howell. But people are just saying this is technically his first year. So, Mike, again, do you think they come back for a revenge game, or this is who the Commanders are? They just got off to a hot start. You don't fear their defense. You don't,
No, listen, they got a very good defense. Their front four is really good. This is a Dallas Goedert game for me.
Really?
Yes, and the reason why I say that is because this is where I think you're going to see less of DeAndre Swift in this game. You're going to see more Kenny Gainwell because I feel like the advantage the Eagles have is our running backs against their linebackers. They are very solid on the back end, are the Commanders, and they got a very good run. They have a very good front four. Their soft spot is in that middle zone. So now, one thing that probably is going to go in the Eagles' favor is their young cornerback, their rookie cornerback, was chirping about Devontae Smith. apparently Devontae played against him in college, and the kid was a freshman the year Devontae won the Heisman, and Devontae kind of ate him up. So he pretty much went out there and said he keeps receipts.
He's my player of the game right now.
Yeah, I think him and Dallas Goedert are going to have a real good game today. But I just feel like the Buffalo Bills defense got to Sam Howell 9 times last week.
Right.
I feel the Eagles got a way better front than the Bills. So if that front was able to get to him 9 times, can you imagine what's going to happen when this front gets through and the man-child, Jalen Carter, he's just going to have a day today.
Do you think they're going to that front four is going to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I noticed the Bills, they went to like a 4-3 defense, and like I said, they were wreaking havoc with the Commanders. So again, I just
Sam Howell, he's gun shy. His first thing he wants to do is he wants to take off. And
well, like I said, the Eagles last week, again, second half they've kind of put together. As far as the red zone deficiencies, they finally figured it out. Mike, now look, a lot of people want to see more of DeAndre Swift in the second quarter. They kind of abandoned that. Should have done it? I actually like.
I think this might be a game for the Eagles passing to get on track.
Listen, I don't care how it works, but I feel that's going to be what happens a lot. That's what I'm saying. My player of the game, I'm calling a little early, is Devonta Smith.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think. And don't get me wrong. I think AJ Brown's going to get his too.
Yeah, but he was eating last week too.
If I had to pick one, it would be Devonta Smith.
If as much as we want to talk about DeAndre Swift, eating the rock, he was too. I mean, he demanded the ball, and you get what you received, and he did. He made things happen last week. I think Carson. I think Jalen Hurts. I think he comes in a big X factor as far as his legs mobility. I think everyone just has it thinking he's just this pocket passer now, and I think he's going to make things happen with his legs today.
Anybody thinks that?
No, but I mean, these last couple of games he's been just hanging in the pocket and making things happen. And I think today you see a little bit more from his legs.
You could. I mean, considering you probably have Chase Young chasing him.
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, how's Landon Dickerson? Is he going to play? You know what I mean? And I just think it's funny. Like you hear crickets coming out of Big D,
right?
This week, and
as they should.
We're hearing the Niners fans. They're chirping. They still can't wait for December 10th. I can't wait for December 10th either. That game can't get here fast enough.
And listen, as rightfully so. I mean, 2 weeks ago, the Cowboys coming all right, gotten high.
They only gave up 10 points. They only gave up 10 points.
They fell for the trap.
And for 2 games. They only gave up 10 points.
Here goes our man Mike checking in. Thanks, Mike. He goes, Eagles versus Washington, 1990, the body bag game.
Yep,
the Eagles injured 9 players in Washington.
Yep.
Wow.
I was at that game. It was at Veterans Stadium. It was a Monday Night Football game. Monday Night Football game, dude. And man, our boy Brian Mitchell ended up playing quarterback. Brian Mitchell ended up having to play quarterback. He was the emergency quarterback.
Wow. Yeah. And it's like right now we're looking at Randall, Scramble Randall. Makes
you got to go to the Plus, dude.
Yeah.
You got to go to ESPN Plus.
I think it's on here too.
No, it's not. No? It's only on ESPN.
I don't have ESPN Plus. God damn you, ESPN.
Yeah, so
go to Reddit.
Right.
Reddit NFL streams. It'll be on there for anybody who wants to cheat.
So, Mike, any concern though, as far as
I think the Eagles are the better team. They just have to play like it.
Terry McLaurin and Kurt Samuel. Any concern there?
McLaurin's going to catch his.
Here goes Sean Kellering checking. He goes, "Hey, what's up, guys? The defense is going to eat."
Maybe Rhino is going to have a game sweat as well.
Yeah, he's right. That defense.
I think so. Like Washington's offense, O-line's pretty banged up too. So
again, this is just like the Bucs last week. This is a defense that Baker Mayfield never seen coming. All Sam Howell's about to see a defense that he's never had to face before.
Listen, Baker,
I mean, I know Buffalo's pretty tight with their defense.
No, their Buffalo's defense is horrible, dude. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Like I'm going to say it, and I'm going to say it again. Buffalo's defense is horrible, and I made it the Commanders anyway. I took my over and under last week at 37, and they had to kick a field goal.
I don't know.
Really kick a field goal?
winning 37-3 last week. I would say their defense did a hell of a job. So
no, like again, this is where it's a little different. I actually, where I was at, had that game. Watched quite a bit of it. It wasn't as it's Buffalo's defense is trash, and I'm going to say it just like that. And they got no Jordan Poyer today too. So, but I think for our Birds, though, honestly, if they stay consistent, man, if they're able to run the ball, on first down, and get decent runs on first down, they're going to be able to, do play action pass. Like I said, this is a game Dallas Goedert got to eat. I think Dallas Goedert's going to have a really big game today.
Right, Mike. Dallas Goedert could have a big game. I'd like to see him stretch the field a little bit, more than these dink and dunk passes he's been getting, like for averaging 9 to 10 yards. But still, I mean, look, if he can make these little quick slant catches and all that stuff, that's fine. But you said that the Commanders' secondary over the middle is suspect, where you could do some damage.
Yeah, you can do some damage to them.
And if they can explore that, that's fine. Maybe it's finding AJ Brown like last week. You find him on a cross route, fine, hit him, do all those things through tight windows and and double coverages. Fine, make things happen. Like you said, maybe a little play action passes that does it. So I'm curious to see how the Eagles walk out of this one. Divisional games always have you on your toes a little bit. Always. I mean, it's always tough. Al, how do you see this playing out today? Is it, again, you think there's going to be a day at the beach? You think it's going to be tough?
Murder.
Oh, pain.
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, no, I don't. I don't think this shouldn't be tough. The only way this gets tough is because the Eagles let it get tough.
Hurt themselves.
This should be. I don't like talking like this. I really don't. If anybody knows me, I like to play like on the safe side with my thought, because I always feel like
it's okay to have happy thoughts.
This is the game where you could have mistakes that cost you, but don't cost you the game.
Right.
And that could happen. But that's what I'm saying. The only way I really think they can beat them is themselves. And the Eagles every week have gotten better in every position.
Even the play calling.
Play calling's got. I don't think the play calling was bad. I think it was just like finding what
the execution was bad.
Yeah,
and the finish.
And I think it was the combination of the new to the new, and they're working the rust out. Kind of like the first dance together. It's going to be a little. They're stepping a couple toes. It's going to happen, but the figuring out. All right, DeAndre Swift is probably your lead back, and if you don't think so, you're crazy. But they're going to be prepared for that. If I'm Washington, I got to shut them down there. But then this is what made the Eagles dangerous last year. If you're going to try to shut us down in the run, which is not an easy thing to do, I don't care how good your front is, you're going to have to shut us down in the air.
Right.
So it's I think this is a very lopsided game in the favor of the Eagles.
Wow.
Yeah. It's lopsided.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm gonna put it this way. I hate doing it. I'll give my prediction now. Even though I'm gonna be doing a show in about an hour, so giving a prediction again. But I'm going 31-14, and 7 of those 14 points were garbage time touchdown.
Okay, I like it.
That's kind of how I see this playing out.
And just like last week, apparently, that the first half, through the intermission, in the locker room, apparently Nick Sirianni says, "Listen, we got to finish," and they did. They came through and they were putting together a nice bit of they were finishing in the red zone. Again, they struggled in that first half. That second half, they came alive a little bit, and they took care of business. And that's what you want to see today. You want to see the red zone execution being done. And that's what I need to see. I need to see some big playmaking going down. I need to see guys getting open and so forth. So, again, last week, and I'm not going to say his name because I'm going to butcher it like I do everyone else's name. I butcher my own name right on paper. So, that kid who made the play last week through double coverage into the red zone.
Zacchaeus.
Yeah. He, again, as Jalen Hurts was getting popped, he makes it, makes that tight window catch and, puts points on the board. So, this defense is going to eat today. So,
just so you know, I did not know the time did change for the pregame show to like soon. So,
all right. Well, listen,
I didn't know that. So let's do Mike's picks.
So let's go with Mike's picks. And
I got my 6-pack for the week. By the way, you never gave your prediction.
Mike's sixer of the week.
For today,
yeah.
Birds are going to win. I'll say a 21-14 win with the Birds.
All right, so you got to win them by 7. I like the Birds 27-10. I like them 27-10 today. All right, this is my weekly 6-pack.
Mike's sixer.
Oh,
my 6-pack
out.
I am going with the New Orleans Saints -3.5 over those Tampa Bay Buccaneers. New Orleans is at home. I'm also taking the Cleveland Browns -2.5 against those Baltimore Ravens. I like that as well. Minnesota, I'm taking -4.5 over Carolina. I think that's a give me. 4.5 Minnesota's at home. Carolina's not real good on the road. Guys, the Denver-Chicago game, I took the under 46.5 at Soldier Field. Neither one of those offenses can score. So it's going to be a punt fest. My 3, I'm taking the Miami Dolphins getting 3 at Buffalo. Again, Buffalo can't stop the run. So I'm taking the Miami plus the 3. And then my 2 upsets for today. I have 2, and I think they're both going to happen. I'm taking the Houston Texans at home with the 3 to beat the Steelers. And until Dallas shows me that they can man up and play, you don't think Bill Belichick is not going to see that the Cardinals took their heart last week?
So
I'm taking the Pats, man, +6. I'm taking the Pats +6 in Dallas. I think, come on, you saw James Conner run for 180 yards. I'm sorry, but we just played that New England team. They have a decent offensive line. Ramon Stevenson is going to run the ball. I think Zeke Elliott's. You don't think Zeke's not shot for this game?
Really?
He's going back to Dallas. Yeah, I got Zeke scoring 2 touchdowns too, but that's a little side parlay that I played. But
he's going to have a revenge factor.
But they're my picks. I took the Pats +6.5, Houston +3, Miami +3, the under in the Denver-Chicago game, which is at 46.5, Minnesota -4.5, Cleveland -2.5, and New Orleans -3.5. They're my picks, guys.
That's Mike's 6 right there.
That's my 6-pack.
That's a 6-pack.
6-pack and my upsets.
Grab a sixer and pick your 6 right there with Mike. We'll have more of that later going on. Anything else, boys?
Yeah. What's the game to watch, Mike, for today?
Outside the Eagles.
Outside the Eagles. At 4 o'clock, I'm going to be watching that Pats Cowboys game.
Okay.
I'm going to be watching. Also, too, tonight, too.
Probably most people's.
Well, I think it's the game. Here. I think it's America's game of the week, which I still don't get. This is like the Cowboys have been the game of the week like 3 weeks in a row now. And I get the lore. They're America's team, but like they didn't even get out of the second round of the playoffs. Like what's the friggin' love 4-15 love for these guys?
Like the prime time games,
the Cowboys.
Yeah, I don't care. Like again,
all right, whatever.
Well,
you're never gonna.
What's our boy Paul always say? 27 years and counting. They haven't been relevant. Man, dude, there's kids that are grown and are married now that never.
It's because people make them relevant. I don't know.
Hey,
I'm just saying, like if that's the way you're going to be, man, then just Fox, or I guess now because CBS they can pick and choose whatever games they want now. Yeah. They're just going to keep alternating every week.
How about you, Al? What game do you want to watch? What's the game of the week for you?
I mean, you're already playing one of your divisional opponents. The Giants are just garbage anyway. So I'm not even caring about.
They play Monday night.
They play Monday night, so I don't even care about if they watch that game. So yeah, I think the Dallas game is going to be, and then the Niners are not playing a real strong team.
No, they're playing Arizona.
So
and that's going and it's
divisional. So
that's a divisional.
Would probably be the next one. I would probably poke my eye because just like they're looking at us, I'm just keeping an arm's length on them just to see what's going on.
Yeah,
For me, it would be the Bucs and the Saints.
You think? Yeah, that could be a good one. Like today, it's going to be kind of hard because for an oddity, and I know I was just bitching about the Cowboys, but I mean, the Eagles only have 3 1:00 games all year, and this is one of them. So
right next week they're back to 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so I mean, you got to look at it like. I think it's going to be cool though, because from 1 to 4, our stomachs can get tied in the knots, and then once 4 o'clock hits, you're like, all right, let's just watch it. However it goes.
To me, of all the time slots, I love the 4 o'clocker.
Well, it's the middle. It's the middle. It's not quite the night game, and it's not early. Me, I don't care what time they play. I'll watch it.
You don't have a favorite time slot?
I like the 8 o'clock starts. I like being the center of attention.
Really?
Yes. All eyes on us. Yep.
There you go. I just like the 4 o'clocker. It's dinner time. You have your meal.
Well, that's what I'm
old.
the only
1 o'clock. I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
I love 1 o'clock.
You like the 1 o'clock, Al?
Yeah, I'm old. That's just what it is. If I was 10 years, 15 years ago, yeah, sure, why not?
I used to be pumped up for the prime time ones, the Monday night, the Sunday night. I just get 4 o'clock Sunday. I have my dinner plate ready to go.
It's all around food for him.
Yeah, it is.
Yes. Well, duh.
It's always around food for him.
Yes. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's me. So, but again, speaking of, Al, what's a meal of the day for you? At 1 o'clocker. I mean, pretty much lunchtime meal. And Al's thinking hoagies, a primo hoagie.
If you went on these type of games, I'll stop at the store and get my own meats and make my own food. But I made a really good cheesesteak last week, so maybe I'll stop and grab Italian meats and make a nice ciabatta Italian meat sandwich.
Oh, go to Gabagool.
Yeah.
Oh, how about you, Mikey?
I haven't decided yet. Because we'll be getting out of here shortly, and I'll be heading home. So, yeah. I haven't decided what I want yet.
That's the pain and agony. I love my wife. Again, great cook. That's why she got the job.
Isn't she the lucky one?
Lucky her.
Yeah. Lucky. She's lucky she got this GQ. But no, I'm just kidding. But anyway, that's I love her. But this time of year, again, she wants to sit there and complain about me not doing any kind of chores, for this Eagles and Commanders game. But when 4 o'clock comes rolling around, guess what's got to be on the boob tube? It's got to be the Cowboys. That's her squad.
Oh, that's right. You married a Cowboys. I forgot about
that.
I don't care how cooking the cooking is.
Hey, well, listen. When in a mac and cheese you never hits your gums before.
I don't even want to know.
Oh, just
I'm ending it on that one. Mike, could you please take this one away?
You just
guys, it's been real. So for Al Safiri, my co-host, Pat Bernard, he's over there fantasizing about his mac and cheese. I'm Mike Laro. We'll see you next week.
Go Birds.
Go Birds.